Scavengers is a team-based multiplayer battle royale hybrid that has quite a few unique and interesting mechanics that work really well together. The third-person survival shooter felt reminiscent of H1Z1 back in its prime battle royale days, with a tiny hint of Borderlands art style. I only got to play a few matches, but I'm already excited to go back and play more. In the Scavengers world, humans left Earth for sanctuary when an asteroid shattered the moon and froze the planet, spreading a virus that created mutants. Some humans chose to stay on Earth to take control of the planet, but the ones who left to seek refuge now work for Sanctuary's AI protector, Mother, who wants us to go back to the surface. But that's easier said than done, and it means pitting teams of cloned explorers against one another. Scavengers calls itself a PvPVE experience. The game holds up to 60 explorers per match, in 20 teams of 3 with unlimited respawns as long as a member of your team is still alive. The goal is to collect the most data points and escape on the only dropship that lands at the end of the match. You can find pieces of data materials by looting abandoned buildings and towns, or by infiltrating marauder strongholds and outposts. You can also steal an enemy player's resources off their body when you kill them. However, if you're in the top count for teams holding resources, your position will be revealed on the map, making you a public target. It sounds fairly chaotic with so many players in a match vying for as many loot spots as possible, but the map is so large that the PvP and PvE interactions feel pretty well balanced. In addition to hostile NPCs and enemy players, the elements will also be working against you. The map will have a large storm circle that slowly closes in, but it will also have smaller moving storms that will pass through it at any point. And even if you make it to the end of the match, hostile environment and NPCs and all, the fights are not over even when the dropship lands. There's a limited amount of time before the dropship leaves, but during that countdown phase, any enemy players inside or around the dropship can still eliminate your team. So be prepared for a chaotic showdown at the end. The combat system was actually pretty easy to pick up since it felt like your average third-person shooter, but there's a match leveling system that almost works like a MOBA. Think League of Legends. It felt a little strange at first implementing a system that's mostly known in a different genre, but it actually ended up feeling pretty natural. I was worried about how long matches might take, but because there's so much you can do between PvP fights and circle closures, this system actually worked in constantly engaging me as a player. Let's talk arsenal. There are SMGs, assault rifles, snipers, bows, and even melee weapons. Your character isn't bound to any one type of weapon, but you do unlock the ability to craft your character's exclusive weapon at level 4. Before entering a match, you can choose to play as any explorer you have unlocked. Each character will have a special weapon that only they can craft. Each character also comes with an ability that you can change in your loadouts. As you level within a match, you can unlock your loadout and craft items as you want, including armor upgrades which vastly increase your chances of survival towards the end game. This all seems like a lot at first for a game that's built out like a team-based battle royale, but all the different mechanics make sense once you jump into a game and experience the flow of a match. I was honestly surprised at how much I enjoyed my time playing, and it was incredibly fun to see how quickly the tides could turn if you strategized well. The UI was a little bit clunky and hard to understand as a beginner, but the gameplay felt solid. The weapons felt balanced, no ability outdid another, and the movement was smooth with a satisfying slide mechanic. Scavengers is currently in closed beta, but is set to release on PC in 2021. There's no date for consoles just yet, but Scavengers will be a free-to-play game that I highly recommend keeping an eye out for. But in the meantime, for more gaming news, keep it here at IGN.